Dear art lovers, welcome to my watercolor channel. Here you will find easy tutorials and creative tips to help you fall in love with watercolors. So grab yourself and brushes and let's create, connect and communicate. Once again, a warm welcome to my channel Brush and Bloom. Hello my friends. Today's topic is very common topic. Maybe most of us know about it. Yes, I will discuss here about watercolor washes, that is flat wash, gradient wash and variegated wash. In between, I will discuss about some tricks and tips. So let's begin.
Hello, let's dig in to our watercolor basics tutorial. Today's topics are mainly flat wash, variegated wash and graded wash. So we will start with flat wash. So for the flat wash we will need some material and we have to prepare that material. First let's discuss about those materials. It was depending on the area of the painting you are going to do. You can choose different size of brush like heck brush. This is for the bigger size of paper. This is flat brush, one mop brush. I have just choose one flat brush. So all these things brush we have to choose. It is depending on your paper. Watercolor paper, one palette if it has this type of potholes type things, or you can use small bowls as well. Some color watercolor and two jars. One is for, this is for dirty water and one is clean water. And when I use this mixing color, I use a dropper. So before starting all these things we will just mix color first and then we will start. So this is the basic thing. First mix color, be ready and don't do like this, that within that when we will do the continue that painting, you will come back and do again mixing the colors. It is recommended that you first mix the color and then come back. Here I have make all the petals with different color. Okay, so then start. So first, after mixing all these colors, we have to do lift our paper 30-degree angle. So that's how the gravity will work. So if we don't have that table, that table we can have, there is table which can make it angle, but still we can make it on our DIY project like thing. I gave my that palette, that color mixing team, put it behind, and my palette become this. So suppose we have to do flat wash first. So let's do flat wash first. So flat means it's equal. When it's come to the place is called equal. The equal thing is that color, it will all be equal, right? Like suppose I made this design, right? So this is flat wash category, but this is variegated wash category I will come to discuss all this. But you can find out that within this area there is no lumps, there is no background, it's smooth, right? So you can find out that this is smooth, there is no such gap you can find, right? So who makes this and how I have designed these things? Let's start. So suppose, and I will also discuss why this brush, size of brush is very important. Suppose I have to make flat wash from this point to this point. So from this area it will be, this is very small area, right? This is very small area. So for that reason, if I choose a small brush like this, it will work. This brush size is 6. So the 6 brush will work. Okay, so first what I have to do, let's start with our, I am taking the color burnt umber. So first dip the brush and hold the brush like this way and move it from to right. Let's leave it. Again go back, dip your brush, come to right to left. Now you can find out that water beads are coming down, right? So we will continue the process. Again left to right, and then right to left. That water bits will accumulate in this place. That means gravity. You can find out. Let's wait for this for 1 second. Actually, you can find out that water bits are coming down. So this is how we can make this flat wash. Left to right, right to left. Now suppose this is our end. So if it is our end, then what we have to do? That beads are coming here, right? They are accumulating water here. So I have to take out the water from there. So we will help me this brush. Again, go and clean your brush. Dry your brush. Make that brush thrusty and let the brush drink your extra water. So this is it. In my room, this room, the heater is on, so the paper will dry very quickly. So in watercolor, it is also very essential for us to think about what is the weather is going on, what is the room temperature. So it is also very helpful, or we have to think about that. So this is for the brush I made, which is number 6. Now suppose the area is quite a big area. Okay, so we have to do some other thing. This is mop brush 2. What is happening? The bristles are different, right? You can find out the bristles are different, and when these bristles are different, this is holding more water. So that's why it's very important that according to our size of our painting or that area which we have to do flat wash, we should select that right kind of brush. Suppose if I do, because at a one go we cannot lift our brush and cannot go back to collect more paint. So suppose this point to this point, and I am going to use, suppose start with 0. So what will happen if I use 0 size brush? When I have to do from this one, let's try. Let's again with burnt umber. So look, it says going, but here when I'm reaching there, it's already started. It's look here already I'm getting texture, or I am getting marks. That's not it will not work. So let's switch to a bigger brush. When I will go switching to bigger brush, let's start with brush number 2. Let's again the same process. It's going, and then I reach to end point, and I am doing it very normally. It's not bothering me anyhow. That color will not be there in my brush. Look, they can easily. So it is holding more water or more color for me, right? Again the same thing. The beads are coming here. Look, the accumulation is happening here. So I can again clean the brush, make it thrusty with a kitchen paper, and ask my brush to drink that paint for me. So it can drink paint for me. So after it dries up, you can find out like this here. There that my water was not there in my brush, or my brush got dried up. So here you can find out the texture is coming, or else it's making flat. Here you will not find out any such texture. It will be smooth. So this is mainly the flat wash. So where we can make the flat wash? Mainly sky, background, wherever you can find out background of anything. Like it can be a cityscape background. It can be that flower which is having background. So this type of flat background we can have if you want to design such things like these things. So you can also do that, use that background. So this flat wash, after that flat wash, on the next video we will do little project. After flat wash, let's start with gradient wash. So gradient wash is that it will gradually increase or decrease. Suppose let's start with this one. I have loaded with blue, right? So the same thing I will do, left to right, right to left, again left to right, right to left. And after that I am not taking any more color. I am just making it, whatever beads are coming, I am dragging them down. So when I am dragging them down, look, it's already I can also feel that here it's only this portion has blue or color. I don't have anything. So I am feeling the dryness in my brush. So for this thing, we have to take clean water. I took clean water so that I can give that blue little bit of encouragement to go down. But when we will add, as per this watercolor, when we will add more and more water, it will dilute my paint, and at the end of it, it will fade away. Because look here, the color, and look at the color here. This is more dark, more deep, more saturated, and here it's not like that. It's coming down with only water. I'm painting with only water, and like that way it is gradually changing. It is gradually changing. Here it is more dark, more saturated, then here up to here it's come, right? It's come down, and I also did the part, and then I have started painting with clean water, and it started also fading. It's very much very useful when we draw sky. This is our gradient work. Let's do once more. So let's start with green. Again I have loaded green, right to left or left to right. Whatever is easy for you, you can do it. Okay, and then look, I'm just dragging them down. Now I am taking clean water in my brush and dragging that color for me. So this is, look, they are coming down. So this is our gradient wash. Now we have to move, or we will move towards the variegated wash. In variegated wash, we will mix 2 or 3 colors together, but it will be equally mixed, right? So let's start 3 primary color. Okay, let's start with red. I have mixed some red and pink actually. So let's do it. I have loaded my mop brush and I am doing it the same way we did, right to left and left to right. So when the beads are coming down, again clean your brush properly, and I am taking yellow. Okay, so let's mix them up. Its heater is on, so this things is happening. Again, let's take blue. So this is how you can find out the different color of mixing. Different colors are mixing, and it is giving this flat wash. So you can again find out that here at the beads are coming down, right? Accumulation of beads, water. So I have cleaned my brush and making my brush rusty and taking colors from here. Again I have dried my brush. So this is how it's making variegated wash. There are another thing we can do with it. Suppose you are painting a sunset, right, where there is sun is still yellow, like started giving the yellow light, we can see, but the sky is still sky color or blue. But we don't want that both of them mix, because blue and yellow, if it started mixing, that will come up with green. So we don't want that. So what we can do, suppose with a clean brush, we can have first blue. Let's have blue first. Or there are another thing. Suppose, since, let me share a trick with you. Since this is very dry, my room is very drying today very quickly, so with a clean brush, another brush, I am wetting my paper first. Okay, properly wet your paper first. So I'm wetting my paper very nicely. In variegated wash, we will mix 2 or 3 colors together, but it will be equally mixed, right? So let's start 3 primary color. Okay, let's start with red. I have mixed some red and pink actually. So let's do it. I have loaded my mop brush and I am doing it the same way we did, right to left and left to right. So when the beads are coming down, again clean your brush properly, and I am taking yellow. Okay, so let's mix them up. Its heater is on, so this things is happening. Again, let's take blue. So this is how you can find out the different color of mixing. Different colors are mixing and it is giving this flat wash. So you can again find out that here at the beads are coming down, right? Accumulation of beads, water. So I have cleaned my brush and making my brush rusty and taking colors. While I have wetted my paper, you can find out that there is a glaze you can find out in my paper, right? Since my place is very dry today. Now I have taken some blue. Okay, the same way, left to right, right to left. And now, since I don't want that my, look, here is a mistake happens, and since there is a lot of water, so it's coming down. Again I can take it back. How? The same thing we have practicing, like drying my brush, making it rusty and pulling off that color from here. So while these blues are coming up here, I don't want to mix my blue with yellow. So what I will do, I will paint with clean water. Okay, I will paint with clean water here. Look, there is no blue, clean water. And I will wait for some time. So let it dry a little bit, very little, not so much. Again I am adding only water, clean water. I am taking I am taking yellow, going left to right, right to left. Look how I am holding my brush, left to right, right to left. I am leaving a little space in between where I have painted with clean water, right? So that my blue and yellow doesn't get a chance to mix, and if they don't mix it, they will not give me any green color. So here this area is that sky. I was telling the story. The sky is still blue, but this area when sunset has started, the sunset is started and we are getting yellowish. We don't want to mix up, so that if they don't mix up, then it's okay. If they don't mix, then we will get green, which we don't want. So that's why we use this way. First we did some gradient wash and then simple flat wash, but in between we have painted with clean water. That's how it doesn't mix up. And this is how you can get to know this basic details of watercolor painting, that is flat wash, gradient wash or variegated wash. I hope this will help you out. Do practice more, and that's the only thing you can be master of these things, or you can understand when you will do practice by yourself. And in the next part we will do small project following all this washes. See you then. Thank you so much for watching.
Last but not the least, let's discuss about our next project. I have decided that we will practice a few projects on wet, flat wash, gradient wash and variegated wash. Hope that will help us in our art journey. Thank you so much for checking, and if you have liked my video, kindly give a subscribe, share and follow for more. Thank you.